Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the annals of time, unraveling the mysteries of the past. Today, we find ourselves at the threshold of an extraordinary tale, one that has captivated the imagination of scholars and laymen alike for millennia: the life of Alexander the Great. This legendary leader, whose name has become synonymous with conquest and wisdom, left an indelible mark on the ancient world. As we delve into the origins of his remarkable story, let us first set the stage, that you may fully appreciate the magnitude of his achievements. In the 4th century BCE, in the land of Macedon, a region nestled between the towering Olympus Mountains and the Aegean Sea, the seeds of Alexander's greatness were sown. The kingdom of Macedon, ruled by King Philip II, was a realm of rugged beauty, with vast plains, dense forests, and snow-capped mountains. It was here, in the city of Pella, that Alexander was born in 356 BCE to King Philip II and Queen Olympias, a member of the royal family of neighboring Epirus. As we explore the historical context of Alexander's birth, we find ourselves in a world where the city-states of Greece were embroiled in a complex web of alliances and rivalries. The Persian Empire, under the rule of King Artaxerxes III, loomed large to the east, its vast territories stretching from modern-day Iran to Egypt. The Kingdom of Macedon, though relatively small, was strategically positioned to play a significant role in the balance of power between Greece and Persia. The year 357 BCE marked a significant turning point in the history of Macedon, as Philip II began his campaign to expand the kingdom's borders, conquering the neighboring regions of Thessaly and Thrace. This expansion would provide Alexander with a solid foundation for his future campaigns, as well as a network of alliances and client states that would aid him in his conquests. As a young prince, Alexander was educated in the arts of war, philosophy, and literature by some of the most prominent minds of the ancient world, including the philosopher Aristotle. The young prince was fascinated by the stories of his father's military campaigns and the heroic deeds of the great Greek warriors, such as Pericles and Leonidas. He spent countless hours listening to the tales of his mother, Queen Olympias, who regaled him with stories of the mythical heroes of old, including Hercules and Theseus. The city of Pella, where Alexander spent his formative years, was a hub of cultural and intellectual activity, attracting scholars, poets, and philosophers from all over the ancient world. The palace of King Philip II was renowned for its grandeur and beauty, with intricate mosaics, ornate frescoes, and exquisite sculptures adorning its walls. It was here, in this vibrant and dynamic environment, that Alexander developed his passion for learning, his love of adventure, and his ambition to conquer the known world. We have glimpsed the world into which Alexander was born, a world of vibrant culture, philosophical inquiry, and unbridled ambition. The seeds of his future greatness were sown in the fertile soil of Macedon, nurtured by the influence of his parents, his education, and the tumultuous geopolitics of the ancient world. Let us proceed, with wonder and curiosity, into the heart of his extraordinary tale, as we explore the formative years of Alexander's life and the events that shaped him into one of history's most remarkable leaders. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we continue our journey through the extraordinary life of Alexander the Great. In 336 BCE, following the assassination of his father, King Philip II, Alexander ascended to the throne of Macedon at just 20 years old. With a fierce determination burning within him, he set out to fulfill his father's unfinished plans for expansion, as well as his own vision for a vast empire that would stretch from Greece to the farthest reaches of the known world. Alexander's military campaigns were nothing short of breathtaking. He began by securing his borders in Greece and then turned his attention eastward, towards the Persian Empire. The year 334 BCE marked the beginning of his Asian campaign, as he crossed the Hellespont into modern-day Turkey with an army of approximately 40,000 soldiers. His tactical genius and bravery on the battlefield quickly became apparent as he defeated the Persians at the Battle of Granicus, opening up the doors to Asia Minor. The next few years would see Alexander conquer a vast portion of the Persian Empire, including the territories of Ionia, Lydia, and Phoenicia. The sieges of Miletus and Halicarnassus showcased his military prowess, while his respectful treatment of the conquered cities demonstrated a wisdom beyond his years. In 332 BCE, he marched into Egypt, where he was welcomed as a liberator by the Egyptians, who were eager to throw off the yoke of Persian rule. One of the most pivotal moments in Alexander's campaign came in 331 BCE, when he faced off against the Persian Emperor Darius III at the Battle of Gaugamela. The sheer scale of the battle, with estimates suggesting over 100,000 Persian soldiers arrayed against Alexander's forces, made it one of the largest battles of the ancient world. Alexander's victory was decisive, marking a turning point in his campaign as he claimed Babylon, Persepolis, and the rest of the Persian Empire. As Alexander marched further east, he encountered new cultures and civilizations, adopting some of their customs and incorporating them into his empire. The founding of over 70 cities, including Alexandria in Egypt, which would become a major center of learning and culture, showcased his vision for a unified cosmopolitan empire. His marriage to Roxana, a Persian princess, symbolized the fusion of Greek and Persian cultures that would define his reign. The period between 329 BCE and 327 BCE saw Alexander venture into Bactria and Sogdiana, where he faced fierce resistance from local rulers. The conquest of these regions was marked by brutal fighting, but also by the establishment of Greek settlements that would endure for centuries. Alexander's legacy extends far beyond his military campaigns. He spread Greek language, culture, and philosophy throughout his empire, laying the foundations for the Hellenistic period that followed his death. The diffusion of knowledge, facilitated by the establishment of libraries and academies in the cities he founded, helped to pave the way for significant advances in science, mathematics, and astronomy. The vast empire he built, though it would eventually fragment into smaller kingdoms, served as a conduit for the exchange of ideas, cultures, and technologies between East and West. And so, dear listeners, we come to the close of this chapter in Alexander's extraordinary tale. We have witnessed his meteoric rise from the young king of Macedon to the ruler of a vast empire that stretched from Greece to India. The events that will unfold next in our journey through his life will be just as captivating as we explore the final years of his reign and the legacy he left behind. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we continue our journey through the extraordinary life of Alexander the Great. The year 326 BCE marked a turning point in Alexander's life, as he faced increasing resistance from his own troops and the local populations he had conquered. The conquest of India, which had begun with such promise, ultimately ended in disappointment, as Alexander's army refused to march further east. The mutiny at the Hyphasis River, as it came to be known, marked a significant blow to Alexander's authority, and he was forced to turn back and regroup. As Alexander returned to Babylon, he became increasingly obsessed with the administration of his empire, seeking to consolidate his power and establish a lasting legacy. He implemented a series of reforms, including the creation of a new currency, the establishment of a unified system of weights and measures, and the promotion of Greek culture throughout his empire. However, these efforts were cut short by his sudden illness and death in 323 BCE, at the age of just 32. The cause of Alexander's death remains a mystery to this day, with theories ranging from poisoning to malaria. Whatever the reason, his passing sent shockwaves throughout his empire, triggering a series of power struggles and wars that would eventually lead to its fragmentation into smaller kingdoms. The Wars of the Diadochi, as they came to be known, lasted for decades, with Alexander's former generals and companions vying for control of his vast territories. Despite the turmoil that followed his death, Alexander's legacy endured, shaping the ancient world in profound ways. The spread of Greek language and culture, which he had facilitated through his conquests, helped to create a common cultural heritage that stretched from Spain to India. The cities he founded, such as Alexandria in Egypt, became major centers of learning and culture, attracting scholars and intellectuals from across the known world. One of the most significant examples of Alexander's lasting impact can be seen in the development of science and mathematics. The establishment of the Great Library of Alexandria, which was founded during the Ptolemaic dynasty that followed Alexander's death, became a hub for scholars and researchers who made groundbreaking discoveries in fields such as astronomy, medicine, and engineering. The works of famous mathematicians like Euclid and Archimedes, who were influenced by Greek culture, continue to shape our understanding of the world today. As we reflect on Alexander's life and legacy, it is clear that his achievements have left an indelible mark on history. His conquests, though often brutal and destructive, helped to create a vast cultural exchange network that facilitated the spread of ideas, technologies, and cultures between East and West. His vision for a unified cosmopolitan empire, though ultimately unrealized, continues to inspire us today as we strive to build a more interconnected and harmonious world. And so, dear listeners, we come to the close of our journey through the life of Alexander the Great. We have witnessed his meteoric rise from the young king of Macedon to the ruler of a vast empire that stretched from Greece to India. We have seen the triumphs and tribulations of his campaigns, as well as the enduring impact of his achievements on the ancient world and beyond. As we bid farewell to this extraordinary individual, we are reminded of the power of human ambition, creativity, and perseverance to shape the course of history. Thank you for joining us on this epic journey through the life of Alexander the Great. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember